Good morning everyone and welcome to the class. Presently we are doing the chapter Equality in Political Theory, and in this chapter we have discussed the importance of equality, and we have also seen that in the world there prevails a paradoxical situation because we all accept equality as an important goal. We all accept that there must be equality in the society, but what we find in actual practice is inequality. Inequality is around us. If we see the data in the context of the whole world, what we find that inequality is there. Some countries are developed, some are developing, and there is vast gap between the resources of the people who enjoy in the developing countries and the people who enjoy in the developed countries. In the similar way, we find that this kind of difference is existing in every country, and we have seen the data of our own country, in which we have seen that there is so many gap is there. There is such a gap is there between the facilities rural people are getting and the facilities the urban people are getting. So inequality is everywhere, and we are talking about equality. So this is the paradoxical situation. However, when we discuss what is equality, equality does not mean that there should be every kind of equality in the society. There should be equality of wealth, there should be equality of status, or there should be equality of prejudice. Equality does not mean this. Equality accepts that there will be, the concept of equality accepts that there will be inequality of status, privilege, and wealth. But what is required under the concept of equality is that people should not be treated differently on the basis of religion, caste, gender, or economic status. We all are different. Every human being is different in their talent, in their skill. So everyone pursue different ambition in their life, different goals in their life, and everyone gets success in a different amount. Some becomes very successful, some are not that successful. So equality does not mean that everyone should have equally successful. That is not possible, because everyone is having different skill, everyone is having different talent, everyone is having different goals and ambition in life. So what is required under the concept of equality is that we should be able to develop our best in ourselves. Whatever talent, whatever skill is within us, that must be developed. We must get that kind of treatment, we must get that kind of opportunity, that we should be able to develop our skills and talents in full manner. So this is equality. Everyone should get the opportunity, everyone should be treated in a well manner, so that there should not be any kind of obstruction in the development of the personality. So this is equality. It should always be there in your mind that equality does not mean that everything should be equal. There will be inequality in status, privilege, and rank. Everything is there. But what is required, that on the basis of those things which are beyond our control, on the basis of birth, it is not in our control कि we can take birth in a rich family or a poor family. It is not in our control that we take birth in a lower caste family or a upper caste family. So this should not be there कि जो सोशल जो चीज़ें हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है उसके बेसिस पे हमारे साथ किसी तरह का इल ट्रीटमेंट नहीं होना चाहिए. And we must get opportunity to develop our personality. And in this regard, we have discussed about equality of opportunity. And under this equality of opportunity, we have discussed that every human being must have the right and opportunity to develop himself or herself in a complete manner. And in this regard, we have also seen that equality of opportunity means that everyone must get the basic things in the life which are required to develop our talent and skill, like education. If a person is not able to get education, then that person will not be able to develop his talent and skill. Likewise, if a person is not able to receive the proper health care, then he or she will not be able to develop his or her skill. So that should not come. That is obstruction. If a person is not getting basic goods, basic needs, if a person is not able to fulfill the basic needs of the life, then we cannot talk of equality of opportunity. Equality of opportunity can exist only when everyone is getting basic needs of life in a sufficient manner. So we have discussed up to this, and now today we will start a new subtopic, and the subtopic is natural and social inequalities. Natural and social inequalities. A distinction has sometimes been made in political theory between natural inequalities and socially produced inequalities. So these are the two types of inequalities. One is natural inequality and the second is socially produced inequality. The inequality which is not natural, but this inequality is produced by the society. Natural inequalities are those that emerge between people as a result of their different capabilities and talents. We all are human beings. That is, we share common humanity. That is the equality between all of us. But we all are different in our capabilities, in our talent, in our skill. So, we all are different. Why we are different? By nature. Nothing has to do like any social condition or economic condition. We are not talking about that. Just naturally we all are different. We all are having different interests in our life. We all are having different capabilities, different talents, different skills. So this is unequal. We all are not equal. Though we are equal in our physical appearance, though we are equal in our species, we all belong to the same species, but there is differences. These differences are natural. These kind of inequalities are different from socially produced inequalities which emerge as a consequence of inequalities of opportunity or the exploitation of some group in a society by others. So when we are seeing that we all are different in our capabilities, in our talent and skill, that is very much natural and nothing wrong with this inequality. Some are born good in mathematics. Some are born good in art and drawing. So this inequality, the concept of equality has no problem with this kind of differences. It will remain there. It is very much natural. But what is problematic? The problematic inequality is socially produced inequality. The equality for which nature is not at all responsible. Only the organization which is responsible for this kind of inequality is society. The inequality is produced by society in an unnatural manner. Because what we find that there is inequality of opportunity in society. Everyone is not getting equal opportunity because poverty is there in the society. Everybody is not getting the basic needs of their life fulfilled. So if they are not able to fulfill the basic needs, then there will be no equality of opportunity in the society. Likewise, sometimes in a society, a particular group is exploited by another group, like the exploitation of Sudras by the upper caste people. So this kind of inequality is socially produced, for which nature is not at all responsible. The inequality on the basis of race. Many times in the earlier years, it was tried to prove that racism is scientific, because some races are more talented and some races are less talented. So the superior race has the authority, has the right to dominate over the inferior race. But now it has been proven by science that this kind of differentiation does not exist naturally. Every race of human being has same abilities. This is wrong to say. So these kind of inequalities are socially produced, which are done on the basis of religion, caste, race. Okay, so this is socially produced inequality. Natural inequalities. Here is a talk between a girl and a boy. The boy is saying, you can see it in your book, page number 37. Okay, it is given in the box. The boy is saying men are superior to women. It is a natural inequality. You can't do anything about it. So this is also one of the misconceptions that male members are more superior. Male are more superior than the female. So the boy is saying the same thing, that it is naturally that the male are superior to men are superior to women. It is natural. As a society thinks like that. This is also a misconception. Now the girl is replying, I get more marks than you in every subject, and I also help my mother in housework. What makes you superior? How can you say that men are superior than women? The women are doing everything. They are nowadays we can see that the women are able to earn the livelihood, as well as they are managing the household work also. So if we consider this fact, then we can say that women are superior than men, because women are doing more work. So this is also a kind of wrong thought which was prevailing in the society, that men are superior than women. There is no such thing. Okay, naturally it does not exist. Men and women are equally abled. Okay, so these are the socially produced inequalities. there is no natural inequality between men and women, but the society has produced this inequality. Natural inequalities are considered to be the result of different characteristics and abilities with which people are born, है ना. नेचुरल इनइक्वालिटी इसलिए होती है क्योंकि हमारी बर्थ से ही कुछ चीज़ें हमारे अंदर होती हैं, कुछ टैलेंट, कुछ कैपेबिलिटीज़, कुछ स्किल लेकर हम पैदा होते हैं. दीज आर बाय बर्थ. It is generally assumed that natural differences cannot be altered. We cannot alter the natural differences. It will remain there. And the concept of equality has no problem with that natural inequality. Certain societies may, for instance, value those who perform intellectual work over those who do manual work and reward them differently. So what we see that in some society, people who work intellectual function, they are given more respect, they are given more importance, they are given more reward than those people who do manual work. So this is also an example of social inequality, because people who are doing manual job are considered inferior, and people who do intellectual work are considered superior. And not only this, because of this superiority and inferiority, they are treated differently. They are not only rewarded differently, they are treated differently in the society. The same condition was there when we talk of the caste system that was prevailing in our country. The Sudras, they were considered the lowest caste, है ना. Why? Because they were doing the job of cleanliness. So what a paradoxical situation. Just imagine the person who is responsible for spreading the pollution, or we can say जो भी गंदगी फैला रहा है, he is considered superior. The upper caste people were not supposed to do any cleanliness work of the society, so they are considered superior. And the person who is responsible for cleaning the society, whatever cleaning work is there, they are considered lowest. So this is a type of we can say it a paradoxical situation, क्योंकि जिसने गंदगी फैलाई उसको सुपीरियर माना जा रहा है, जिसने सफाई की उसको इंफीरियर माना जा रहा है, जबकि होना चाहिए था शायद ये उल्टा. जो सफाई कर रहा है, ही इज मोर वैल्यूएबल फॉर अस, वी कांट लिव विदाउट देम. तो दिस इज द नॉर्म ऑफ द सोसाइटी. दिस इज सोशली प्रोड्यूस्ड इनइक्वालिटी, बिकॉज सोसाइटी जो थी वो अपर कास्ट के लोगों के डोमिनेशन में थी. दैट्स वाई दे मेड सच रूल्स which are favorable only for the upper caste people and detrimental for the lower caste people. So this is socially produced. Likewise, we can also think in that way. You must be aware that your mother, your sister, all the fasting, whatever which is related to our rituals and religion, in Hindu religion, I am talking about Hindu religion, all the rituals and fastings are to be done by the women. Men are exempted from all these rules and regulations of religion. Why it is done? Because the rules who wrote the rules which were written, these rules were written by men. So men wrote all these rules according to the bias in their mind towards the men. उन्होंने जो भी रूल्स बनाया वो इस तरह से बनाया कि जो मैन है उनके लिए वो फेवरेबल हो और जो वुमेन है उनके लिए वो अनफेवरेबल हो। उनका एक ही पर्पस था कि जो मैन है उनको डोमिनेटिंग पोजीशन में रखना है, उनको उनके लिए सब कुछ फेवरेबल बनाना है, क्योंकि जो रूल्स बनाने वाले थे वो खुद ही मैन थे, दे वर ऑल मेल मेंबर्स। मनुस्मृति रिटन बाय मनु, तो वो जब एक male member is writing the rules, he will write all the rules according to the in order to serve the interest of the male members of the society. That is why we find all the rules are there only for women, no rules for men in religion. So this is socially produced inequality. Nature has nothing to do with this. They may treat differently people of different race or color or gender or caste. Okay, this happens in society. Society treat differently people on the basis of their birth, on the basis of their caste, religion and gender and color, everything. Okay, differences of this kind reflect the values of a society, and some of these may certainly appear to us to be unjust. Okay, so this kind of treatment which is given by the society, it reflects the values of the society. Society gives importance to which value, and in many instances we find that this kind of inequality is unjust, that is unacceptable to us. This distinction is sometimes useful in helping us to distinguish between acceptable and unfair inequalities in society, but it is not always clear or self-evident. This social and natural inequalities about which we are talking, this help us to distinguish between acceptable and unacceptable inequality. If it is natural, then we are ready to accept it. If it is not natural, if it is socially produced, then we won't accept it. We say it unjustified. But here one thing which I am discussing right now, that it is every time not clear that the inequality which is prevailing in the society, that is natural or socially produced. Many times there is confusion regarding this distinction कि वो जो inequality हमारी society में prevail कर रहा है वो natural है या वो socially produced है. I am giving you example, then it will become clear. Okay. For instance, when certain inequalities in the treatment of people have existed over a long period of time, they may appear to us as justifiable because they are based on natural inequalities. So what happens that in society certain inequalities are prevailing, okay, and we are seeing that some group of people are treated differently in society, they are treated unequally in society. But what we find that this kind of unequal treatment is prevailing in the society for a very very long period of time. ठीक है, बहुत पीछे से हम जान रहे हैं कि ये ऐसा ही होता आ रहा है, ये जो ग्रुप है इनके साथ अनइक्वल ट्रीटमेंट ही होता है सोसाइटी के अंदर. सो बिकॉज बहुत दिनों से होता आ रहा है तो हम क्या समझने लगते हैं, वी स्टार्ट थिंकिंग, हमको लगने लगता है कि नेचुरल है. जो इनइक्वालिटी सोसाइटी में प्रिवेल कर रही है क्योंकि बहुत दिनों से ये ऐसा ही चला आ रहा है, तो वी स्टार्ट कंसिडरिंग इट एज नेचुरल, बट एक्चुअली इट इज़ नॉट नेचुरल, इट इज़ सोशली प्रोड्यूस्ड. लेकिन चूँकि हम बहुत दिनों से इस इनइक्वालिटी को जान रहे हैं कि ये एग्जिस्ट करता रहा है, अगर हम हिस्ट्री को भी पढ़ते हैं तो भी हमें पता चलता है कि दिस काइंड ऑफ इनइक्वालिटी वाज देयर, तो हम क्या मान लेते हैं कि ये नेचुरली है. तो दिस इज़ व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग दैट मेनी टाइम्स देयर इज़ लैक ऑफ क्लैरिटी between the distinction of natural inequality and socially produced inequality. We are not able to understand the inequality which is existing in society is natural or socially produced. Okay, so now again we are going to discuss one of the examples. For example, women were for long described as the weaker sex, considered timid and of lesser intelligence than men, needing special protection. So it was the view of the society that women are weaker sex. Men are stronger, women are weaker. Not only this, women are less intelligent, they are timid. Okay, so because of all these things, because they are weak, they are timid, they are less intelligent, what was required? The women needed protection. And who will give them protection? The male member, the men will be there to give them protection. That is why women lacked their independent existence. Every time woman is kept under the protection of a man. When childhood में the girl child is under the protection of the father. जब तक उसकी शादी नहीं होती है, she is under the protection of her father. After getting married, she is under the protection of her husband. And in the old age, she is under the protection of her son. So this is the system of society which has been developed. The women are weaker sex, they need protection in all stages of their life. So men will be there to protect them. So when they are weaker, they need protection. So there can be unequal treatment. That is justified according to the society. अगर वो वीक हैं, उनको प्रोटेक्शन की ज़रूरत है, तो फिर वैसे कंडीशन में हम इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट नहीं दे सकते हैं दोनों को, क्योंकि मेन आर सुपीरियर. तो मैन विल बी गिवन मोर opportunities, they will be given more reward, and in every aspect they will be given more priority than the woman. Therefore, it was felt that denying women equal rights could be justified. It is justified to deny women equal rights. There is no need to give equal rights to women because they are weaker sex. They need the protection of the men. So how can we expect of equal right for women? This was the opinion of the society, and that is why when you have read this French Revolution, what we find that in France, first of all, when this revolution of 1789 happened, after this revolution, a new constitution was made, and under the new constitution, propertied men were given right to vote. There was distinction between male and female. Only men were given right to vote, but all men were not given. Men में भी जो propertied थे, जिनके पास property थी, only those men can give those men were given right to vote. ठीक है. After that क्या हुआ? After it happened in 1791, then काफ़ी टाइम बीता. In 1848 all men were given right to vote. In 1848 मतलब काफ़ी एडवांस टाइम आ गया है, मॉडर्न पीरियड आ गया. 1848 still by that time women were not given a right to vote, and in France it took around 90 more years for women to get this right to vote. And this is not the condition of France only. In all the European countries we find that women had to fight a long struggle in order to get this right to vote. क्यों ये डिफ्रेंसिएशन किया जा रहा है? मेन को दिया जा रहा है राइट टू वोट, बट वुमेन वर नॉट गिवन राइट टू वोट बिकॉज द सोसाइटी वॉज ऑफ द ओपिनियन दैट वुमेन विल नॉट बी एबल टू टेक डिसीजंस ऑन देयर ओन. राइट टू वोट का मतलब क्या है? आपको डिसीजन लेना है कि किसको वोट देना है. and the women will not be able to take decisions on their own, and their opinion does not matter because they are less intelligent, because they are less they are timid, they are weak, so their opinion does not matter. So this is the opinion of the society. And what we feel when we see such situation, that this kind of treatment is given to women from the very long period, we start considering this as natural, कि naturally women are inferior to men. So it was felt that denying women equal rights could be justified. So this is the situation, but nowadays it has been accepted that there is no difference between men and women. All are equally abled. Both of them have equal capabilities and talents. So there cannot be any distinction on the basis of gender. So now we come to understand that all these things which we were seeing in the past, that inequality was socially produced, but we are not able to understand it क्योंकि ये बहुत दिनों से चला आ रहा था. तो we start thinking कि ये जो distinction है, ये जो inequality है, that is natural. So we will discuss many more things in the next class.